our season 4 premiere of Bulldog TV, we will take a look at the new softball field, check in with the new cell phone policy, explain what AVID is, review the attendance policy, dive into the biliteracy program, and show off a new book club. I'm Melanie Washington.
And I'm Zaire Kyles.
And this is Bulldog TV. In our top story, we'll take a look at the new softball field. Kevin was there to give us a scoop. Let's take a look.
On Thursday, September 4th, 2025, the Lady Bulldogs had their home opener against Ruskin, and this will be the team's debut on their new field. In honor of the team's first game on the new field, Dr. Smith threw out the first pitch prior to the game. Dr. Smith would also explain the differences and upgrades between the new field and the previous field.
This one, I mean, it's pretty much state of the art from the artificial turf. You know, before our old field, it was flooding. There was times we couldn't even play on it because it rained too hard. So now with everything, the new drainage system, the artificial turf, it's probably the best field I would put up against with anybody in the state.
Coach Smith expressed how excited he is for the team and softball in general, since they will gain more attention and exposure due to the new field.
I think it's to get more people to participate in baseball and softball, get more kids younger at kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade, to get them more interested in and get more exposure in this sport, because the sport is growing in a lot of areas, and the more people play, the more they get to see and come watch and understand the game as much as they probably don't. A lot of people don't know this game, but it's exciting to see that they're coming out.
Very important player on the softball team mentioned her own personal experience on the new field and how the field feels from a player's perspective.
This field's really nice. I play on some nice fields, but this one feels nicer, and it's helped us know more about the field and the game.
This year's softball season has the potential to be an all-time great due to the state-of-the-art new field, a very young and electric team, and at the top of the helm, they have a new coach in Jaquel Smith, who helped turn around the baseball team. Some members around the team believe he will lead this team to much success.
This guy right here is going to make us winners. We're about to take every game from here on out.
Nice.
The Lady Bulldogs are very appreciative of the school providing them with a new playing surface. This field is sure to bring a lot of attention to softball and its players. The future for the Lady Bulldogs is very bright. This is Kevin Ariola, Bulldog TV.
I'm sure everyone on the softball team is excited to have a new field.
Speaking of new things, I'm sure you've noticed the cell phone policy has been updated. Jakari is going to tell us more about it.
In July, Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe signed Senate Bill 68 into law, greatly affecting the environment of schools across the state. The bill bans personal electronic devices like cell phones, personal computers, smartwatches, and headphones during the entire school day, including when students are at lunch and passing period.
In the classrooms I've been in, I do think it's helped kids stay more engaged and actually do the work and be involved in conversation with each other and not distracted by their cell phones.
The bill cites that this should limit academic distractions during the school day. Here at GHS, there have been some mixed opinions regarding the new phone ban.
Kids will learn how to be social again and actually do their work using their brain instead of AI.
The reasons I'm against the phone bill is because, not that I need a phone during the day in class, of course it's a distraction, but I do think us not being able to have our phones during lunch period and maybe passing period is a bit of a downgrade.
It is essential to note that if you are caught with your phone, there are great consequences.
So the consequences for the cell phone policy is, of course, the first time it's a warning. A lot of times we do the warning as a general warning on the announcements in the morning. The second time it is taken, so the second time we see it that it's taken, it's turned into student services, and then the students pick it up at the end of the school day. The third time it's taken, it's turned into student services, and then the parent has to pick it up at that point, at any point after that, and then anytime, the fourth time or more, students can be subject to things like ISS, OSS, or even a cell phone contract where they have to turn it in at the beginning of the day and pick it up at the end of the day no matter what.
To fill in the gaps at lunch, since students aren't allowed to use their cell phones, there has been a fun alternative for students. There will be counselors that bring out fun games for students to use at lunch. This will help students socialize with each other rather than being on their cell phones. It seems students are able to focus more in class on their work without the distraction of their cell phone present. In regards to the ban, looks like students are doing better with socializing with each other and getting to know new people. Whether the phone ban will be beneficial or not long-term remains to be seen. Jakari Ville, Bulldog TV.
So how's the new cell phone policy going for you?
At first it was hard, but I think it's helping a lot of people stay focused. Speaking of staying focused, we're introducing a new program called AVID. Let's take a deeper dive into what that's all about.
This school year, Grandview High School introduced AVID. AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. It's a nonprofit program designed to help students succeed in rigorous courses to prepare for college and career success. AVID makes sure students are organized, good at keeping detailed notes, and tracking their daily work. The AVID program hopes to succeed in making better learning habits for students. For now, Grandview only provides binders to underclassmen to help them adjust to the high school environment. Darian Prier is a part of the AVID site team and sees many benefits to the program.
It helps give them the core tools they need to be successful, not only in high school, but after high school. It doesn't matter if you choose to continue with your schooling or into the workforce. You need to know how to be organized. You need to know how to read and write. You need to know how to be able to ask questions and stay organized.
Some requirements of the binders include filing papers, writing down the objectives in each class, and staying organized. Opinions vary on how successful this program has been for students.
I like AVID binders because they're too big to fit in my bag, and they haven't benefited us at all this year than last year.
The most I like using is the planner, writing what we're doing on the agenda, writing what I can do, and keeping up with what we're doing throughout the week.
Although there are some mixed feelings about AVID binders, they will continue to be used and supported in the Grandview School District for years to come. This is J.R. Pleasant and Jamil Collins, Bulldog TV.
Thanks for that important information. And we have more important information to share with you about the updated attendance policy. Jakari tells us everything we need to know.
There have been some updates regarding the attendance policy for the school year. There have been problems in the past with students not making it to class regularly, and these tweaks should encourage students to change their behavior. To get credit for a class, students must not exceed 10 absences in a semester, or you will not earn credit for that class, whether they are verified absences or not.
So this is really important. We don't have the distinguishing, we have verified and unverified, but no matter what, collectively you cannot have more than 10 absences to get credit for that class. So that's a big change from last year's policy.
If you're more than 30 minutes late to class, this results in an absence for that class period.
It has affected the students who maybe are late to school a lot. I have seen it most in my first hour. Where students get to school late. Maybe they come during second hour or third hour, and it really docks their attendance a lot in my class.
Don't give up just yet, because you have a chance to earn your attendance back by attending Saturday school. You can recover up to 2 class periods during each session of Saturday school. These occur from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. during the dates listed below. Students should be sure to follow this new attendance policy to ensure that they earn their credit for each class. I'm Jakari Ville, Bulldog TV.
Can you read, write, and speak 2 different languages? Then you'll want to learn about the biliteracy program. Zaire will tell us more about it.
Have you ever felt unrecognized for your ability to speak more than one language? Don't worry, we have a program solely based on helping you utilize your ability to speak 2 languages in different scenarios. The Biliteracy Seal, new to Grandview High School, aims to help bilingual students use their skills in real-life situations. Teacher Zoe Kenny is excited to bring this program to the school.
I think the Seal of Biliteracy can really encourage people who are bilingual and who've been speaking 2 languages for a long time. People with the Seal of Biliteracy, graduating with the Seal of Biliteracy, they can find jobs more easily because they don't just say that they're bilingual. The people hiring them will know that they can take care of all the reading and writing within those job opportunities.
To receive the Biliteracy Seal, you must have all requirements for graduation, proficiency in English, and an 18 or higher on ACT rating.
I think it's engaging because, in my old school, I never had something like this, and I never feel like I belong here. So I think this program will help maybe more Hispanic people to, feel comfortable. Like, when you speak Spanish, when you speak your language, you are coming back to what you are. I think is maybe because you don't have to do something in a specific. You can think about it and you can do it by how you are and what you think. It's just you have to use your language. Yeah.
The ability to speak a language can help you connect with others, find better job opportunities, and overall open your possibilities. So if you're bilingual, we highly suggest you attend and sign up for the Biliteracy Seal. For more information, please contact Zoe Kinney. This is Zaire Kyles, Bulldog TV. We thank you for watching.
Great stories, Zaire. It looks like the program offers a lot for bilingual students.
It's a good example of the different activities that we have offered here, kind of like the new book club we're being offered in the library.
That's right. I got a chance to look at the Halloween Horror Club for the spooky season. Starting September 19th, GHS have had some new changes in the library. The senior lounge is closed and an exciting book club called the Halloween Horrors began in the space. Students interested signed up to come after school to read horror books together and share their feedback on them. So far, reactions have been very positive about this club.
What interests me about joining this club is that everybody gets to share their own opinion about like a certain type of book, and it's like everybody reading about the same thing.
The first official club meeting was Friday, October 10th, with students gathering and reading together.
Halloween and horror books is how I fell in love with reading as a kid. So every year I get excited to talk with other horror book lovers about what they're reading, and I knew the kids would probably have the same interests as me in that respect. And I knew kids just wanted like a cozy, fun space to read. They want somewhere where it feels like it's not going to be a chore.
GHS is growing with new activities and opportunities every day. The Halloween Horrors Club was a great way to encourage reading and socialize with other students. If you're interested in participating in upcoming reading programs, contact Ms. Wise or visit her in the library. This is Melanie Washington, Bulldog TV.
Our new assistant principal, Mr. Shaw, has found a great way to introduce more of the new faces in the building. Our new segment, called 94 Feet with Mr. Shaw, gives us a chance to learn about all these new people. We're starting with our other assistant principal, Mr. Buckner.
Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Shaw, and this is 94 Feet with Shaw. All right, what's your name?
I'm Mr. Buckner.
What do you do here?
I'm assistant principal.
All right.
Yeah.
Mr. Buckner, why did you want to work at Grandview?
Really, I was kind of done teaching math. I've been teaching math for the last 5 years. I was ready to get out of the classroom, try my hand at leadership, and I applied. And for some reason, Dr. Smith agreed to, hire me.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So a lot of us educators always have an educator that inspired us to get into education. Who is that teacher for you?
That would be my football coach, Tommy Britt. He coached me from 7th grade to my last year of high school.
All right. If you were a student right now, what would be your favorite subject and why?
PE.
Same.
Yeah, lift weights, do all the fun things, absolutely.
All right, I get it.
Yeah.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, actually, I've thought about this. It's got to be Gotta Catch 'Em All from the Pokemon theme song, or In the Jungle.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about, the Mighty Jungle? Yeah.
The mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps too. I can't hear you, buddy. Back me up. A wee, a boom, a bum away.
That one right there.
Okay. Ending this on a positive note here.
That was positive.
What has been your favorite moment of this school year?
Lunch, passing out stickers to kids, making fun of kids, the works.
All right.
To wrap up this episode, let's hit the halls with Cheyenne for our first Man on the Street of the year.
Hey Bulldogs, I'm Cheyenne Dawkins here with Man on the Street. Let's go see what everyone's talking about. Okay, Everett, what are you most excited for this school year?
Graduation.
Why?
Can we restart? Spring break.
Why?
Because it's spring break.
What are you going to do over spring break?
Enjoy my spring break.
What are you guys most excited for this school year? What are you most excited for this school year?
Homecoming.
Homecoming? What are you most excited about this school year?
Graduating.
Receiving that diploma and getting out of here.
Basketball season.
Pizza.
Clearly. Making new friends. Graduating. Woo! Wait, is anybody here class of 27?
That was good. Why would you say class 27? It's not about them.
You play any sports?
I play football.
What's your position?
I'm a DM.
I don't know what that is.
That's okay.
Sorry. What about you? You play any sports?
I play football.
What's your position?
Quarterback.
How many points you drop a game?
Nah, I throw touchdowns. Are you even a quarterback? Yes, I am. I've never seen you on the field before. You're the quarterback for C team? Yeah. Why are we 0-5? I don't know why you running away. You're actually on the team.
Hey, Miss Little. Rumor has it that you're supposed to be retired. What are your thoughts?
Miss Little is semi-retired.
Who's your favorite student?
Well, I mean, y'all, of course.
Y'all who?
You know, y'all. My favorite.
How can you have two?
I have lots of y'alls. Y'all are all my favorites. You know how it is. I love everybody.
Y'all heard from Miss Little. Okay guys, that's all for Men on the Street. We'll see you next time.
Now, let's take a look at some important upcoming dates.
That's it for this episode of Bulldog TV.
To view this episode and more, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GHS Bulldog TV. We'll be back in just a few weeks with our special homecoming episode. I'm Melanie Washington.
And I'm Zaire Kyles.
Have a great homecoming, Bulldogs.
Yeah.